Welcome to Eventful Endeavors, secrets to crafting the perfect celebration. If you're planning an event and looking for useful tips from industry experts, you're in the right place. So get ready to take some notes and we'll dive right in. This is Eventful Endeavors.
Hello and welcome back to Eventful Endeavors. We are so excited to have Jeannie Cretella. She's the co-founder and president of Landmark Hospitality, a multifaceted company which owns and operates fine dining restaurants, event spaces, and boutique hotels throughout New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Jeannie and her husband Frank founded the company in 2000, and many of the properties they own are historic and landmarked. Landmark properties in New Jersey include Liberty House, Hudson House, Stone House at Sterling Ridge, and Ryland Farm Inn, Felina Farmhouse, Village Hall, The View, and the Boathouse. This fall, the ABN and the Grand Summit will be opening. In Pennsylvania, landmark venues include Logan Hill, Hotel de Village, and The Landing, Anzu, and Mansion, and Elkins Estate. Jeannie's focus is on operations and instilling company culture, hence her title, People and Culture Advocate. Landmark's culture is built on creating memories for both teams and guests, hence all team members are given the title of memory makers. Believing strongly in the importance of embracing communities in which Landmark does business and a corporate giving program, Help Us Give, Hug, cute, was established in 2001 and is dedicating to helping each of the communities in which Landmark operates. Amazing. I love the concept of memory makers because that is what we're doing.
It
Can you talk
really
a little
is.
bit more about that?
Well, I think, many years ago we were, trying to figure out who we were, what our identity was as a company. And we spent some time with really trying to figure out what it is that we do, because we really don't just serve food and beverage, right? We do so much more. And after an exercise, with Simon Sinek, who was, we went to see him. He's done What's Your Why? We came up with, we make memories. I mean, whether we're welcoming a table for two into our restaurant, or a single guest is staying overnight at our hotel, or we're celebrating with 300 or 400 family members celebrating, a wedding or a reunion or some sort of social occasion, at the end of the day, we're making memories for them and for each other, for the team. So we came up with the term memory maker, and it stuck. And yes, each and every one of our team members are a memory maker.
Amazing. Felix and Fingers might have to steal that for our company. Yeah, we are in the business of creating memories, whether it's through music or through food or through hospitality, through the venue. That's amazing. Really amazing. Speaking of that, so you founded the company with your husband, and now it's expanded to you have 17 different event spaces. And
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of event spaces, restaurants, some small boutique hotels. Each of our venues, though, are totally unique. Nothing is cookie cutter in any way, shape, or form. So we're really able to provide a setting that's very, very different for families, because one of the things that we are most proud of is the fact that many families will not have just one wedding with us, but if they have 2 or 3 children, they're having 2 or 3 events with us. We hear it all the time. We want to have a landmark wedding, but for each of our couples, a wedding to them, their vision of their wedding could be anything from an estate feeling to a mansion to a farm setting. So fortunately, we have gallery of venues that offers something for everyone.
yes, from a boho bride to a more contemporary bride, there's something
Absolutely.
to pick from. Amazing. And speaking of families, after planning thousands of weddings, you are getting to plan your daughter's wedding at Elkins Estate.
At Elkins Estate. Yeah.
So what made you choose of the many venues? What made you choose Elkins Estate for your daughter?
Well, again, it's the personality of the couple, and Elkins Estate is a absolutely phenomenal, one of a kind venue. It was built in 1896. It was built as a residence for one of the most prominent families in the country who built this home for him and his wife to entertain it. It's a 72,000 Italian Renaissance mansion that was built during the Gilded Age, and it was perfectly preserved. And we had the honor back in 2019 purchasing the venue. It's set on 42 acres, and both Maddie, my daughter, and her fiance wanted that Gilded Age mansion feel as much as she loved all of our and still loves all of our other venues. That one really sang to her. So this has been a really interesting journey. Over the years, I've planned thousands and thousands and thousands of weddings, but it's different when it's your daughter. And it really reinforces what we need to extend to each and every one of our couples to make sure that they have the experience from the minute they reach out and want to book an appointment with you until after their event, because we really feel that this is a journey that becomes a lifetime journey. We want to stay in touch with our couples. We want part of their journey, their life's journey. So as they have children and, they celebrate those huge events with their children. And then one day to be able to do their children's weddings at Liberty House, which was the first venue back in New Jersey that we opened back in 2000. It's 20 some odd years later. We have met with a few of our brides that are now bringing in their children to show them the space. So it's really been it's a fabulous journey.
Yeah, from the bridal shower to the wedding to the baby shower to the christening to the all of those. That's amazing. Is there eh, so from the thousands of weddings that you've done, what nuggets that you've learned over the years are you taking to put into this wedding?
Well, I think any wedding, we always tell our couples, the wedding needs to be a reflection of who you are as a couple. And that's why it's so important to really, couples know when they walk into a venue, they know if it feels right. They know if the setting feels right for them. But it's really important that their personality is what shines through during the event, whether that's incorporating family traditions. For us, both sides of the family are Italian descent, so incorporating some of those real Italian traditional details was really important to us to make sure that. But the other thing is really to make sure that you know all of the vendors are people that really love. Like when you choose your photographer, it's got to be because when you see their work, your heart melts. When you choose your music, it's because you've heard them play and you can't stop but moving when they're playing. Fortunately, we've seen a lot of vendors, so we know, um, which ones we love. And it was very, very hard because there are so many phenomenal vendors out there. It really is sometimes tough to choose. But again, it's important that you really choose someone that you are 110% over the moon about. You don't want to have to worry the day of, are they going to live up to expectations? You want to walk into the situation knowing, I know they will live up to the expectations and probably exceed it. And I'm sure that's what you do in your business for each and every event that you walk into, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, we think of it as the 2.5 to 2 hours that we're doing our live performance is kind of the smallest part of the day. It's all of the planning before and after and making sure that the couple knows that they can just relax and enjoy their day, which if you pick
Uh-huh.
great venues and great vendors, the day of should be worry-free and just let the professionals take it from there.
Yes.
over the thousands of weddings that you've planned, you've probably seen a lot of trends come and go. Are there any trends that you're excited of, or are you glad have sort of fallen by the wayside, and any new ones that you think are kind of interesting and cool to see popping up?
Yeah, I think sometimes what's old is new, just like in
Yeah.
fashion, things kind of come back. One of the things that we started doing recently that really took off is Wedding Wednesday tips. And Maddie, who is my daughter and who heads up all of our marketing, social media efforts, brand identity, is the host of that. And pretty much, the tips, some of the things that are really important now to couples is to kind of have a almost from engagement right through to the actual wedding is that everything kind of has the same feel, so it's very consistent throughout. Incorporating trends from family traditions, very, very important. We're seeing a lot of couples utilizing things from their parents' wedding, whether it's photos of their parents or taking a piece of your mom's dress and incorporating that into something that you'll be wearing the day of your wedding. That's something that Maddie is in the midst of doing, which is really special because my dress was my mom's dress. So she's going to be taking a piece of that and incorporating it into um, something that she'll have on. So it's pretty exciting. Food, super important to couples now. Food is so important, and we're thrilled. The team at Landmark is thrilled about that because for us, we're a chef-driven company. Um, we really are proud of the fact that we don't have menus that stay stagnant every year or every season. We change out our menus all the time. We're constantly looking for unique ways to, serve from, whether it's two-person trays during the cocktail hour, just really unique things that allow guests to have a wow, what we call a wow moment, pull out their phone and start taking pictures for Instagram. But we're finding that, food is really important to couples, just like wine and beverages, the cocktails, his and her specialty cocktails is no longer just, yeah, I like gin, make me a gin drink. It's now very planned out. And during our tasting, our mixologist will talk to our couples about what spirits they really love and then come up with some seasonal choices for them to try and decide on. Um, Guest lists seem to be more personalized. I think we're seeing that many of our couples really are very serious about who they're inviting. We're seeing some, actually having handwritten notes for each guest. A beautiful touch, right? A beautiful card. Thank you for coming. It was important that you were here at their table when they arrived. Music. Music has, really expanded tremendously from, what used to be a big band was 6 pieces. It's now 16 plus. What used to be just a DJ is never just a DJ. Now it's a DJ with a fusion type of DJ with live music and, interaction where a lot of the live pieces, whether they're horn players or trumpets or are walking through the dance floor with the guests, kind of really adding to the experience. So I think in general, it's really have become much more interactive, from guests having the ability to really make choices at their table for what they'd like to eat that evening. Years ago, used to write in the card.
Bigger fish, and that's it.
Yeah, it was chicken. It's no longer that. The other trend that we see is that our couples really like to incorporate what's important to them into their menu. So we have done countless, 100% vegetarian weddings. We've done countless 100% vegan weddings. And, I think it's really important if the couple feels that strongly about their diet. It's really important for them to provide to all 200 plus of their guests that menu But again, that menu needs to wow their guests and does. So it's really great to see a lot of couples, both sides of the couple are really involved in the details as well.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it as what it seems like is that it's just everything is becoming so much more customizable. And especially if you're working with a company like Landmark, who you can have a custom venue because you have a million to choose from. And then if you can customize that menu and the drinks and all of
Uh-huh.
that to fit in the entertainment, we, as for dueling pianos, we get very cool and fun dueling piano type couples, which makes our job even more fun. But there's all those options there. You're right. Before, I feel like there was like, you have your couple of menu choices, you get your band or your DJ, and you're in your one banquet hall, and that's it. But that's so amazing that it's evolving into this really personalized industry. So it's hard to pick a favorite, but do you have a favorite menu item on any of your Landmark, either the restaurants or catering menus? It sounds like you guys can do it all, but is there anything that is just your personal favorite?
You know, I really think that I can't really say that I have one particular favorite. I think what I love is, having the ability to offer menu items that really are geared specifically towards that couple because that's what really makes the connection. That's what really gives each and every one of our couples the ability to feel like their event is really a true reflection of who they are. So I think it's just having the ability to have our chefs really create something that's customizable and seeing the reaction of those guests.
Mhm.
I love that many times what we try to do is really take some of our most popular items even from our restaurant and plug them into some of our menu offerings. Um, we're a lifestyle kind of company, so many times couples will come to us because they're guests at a restaurant and they love that restaurant. They love the food, they love the service, they know the people. So the transition to move and to have their wedding celebration in the event space at that venue makes sense. But they want to have some of those signature items that they've learned or that they love at the restaurant incorporated into their wedding. And we do that all the time.
Thing. I just want to talk a little bit about you guys. It appears have done so much charity and philanthropic work, including partnering with schools that focus on people on the autism spectrum and helping get them work experiences in your restaurants. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think giving back to the community is really important. Our team members are from our communities. Certainly embracing the community has proven time and time again that it the community then embraces us. So when we first opened Liberty House, we formed HUG, which stands for Help Us Give. 10% of our three most popular tables in the restaurant goes into our Hug Fund, which is used towards community endeavors. Right now we're getting ready for Easter egg hunts that we'll have at quite a few of our restaurants open to the community, and we'll have thousands of kids at Liberty House. Last year we had 1,500 at the Ryland Inn. I think they had 2,000. Um, we do something at Stonehouse. I mean, we do all these in-house ongoing events that are free to the community, but we're also really involved in making sure that our team members have the opportunity to continue to grow. And back in 2019, we formed a non-for-profit called Art of Hospitality Workers Alliance, which is really dedicated to assisting with people who are looking to get into hospitality, as well as to help our in-house team members to continue to grow and advance in their hospitality career and personally. And on a personal level, working with those on the spectrum and autism is super important to me. We partner, each of our restaurants does partner with a school who's dedicated to students with autism, and they'll come into our restaurant several times a week just to learn you know general skills that are needed to be done in the restaurant. And they're fabulous and they love it. And the goal is that once they turn 21, that they can be incorporated and folded into our team. They know our restaurant team knows them, so it's an easier transition. Through Art of Hospitality, we also just recently partnered with Jespy. They're located in South Orange, and we did a program with some of their students who are all 21 plus in age and are autistic. On an ongoing basis, we really work with quite a few groups and just feel the importance of being part of the community and giving back is one that is very, very high on Frank's and my list.
It's really amazing. It's amazing too, just to see how a company that has grown into all these amazing venues still manages to give back and still manages, probably in giving back, to still feel like a real mom and pop shop and like
Yes.
a real small business that actually cares about the community, because you
Mhm.
do, despite having grown. I just think that's so amazing. And you're going to give up back to anyone who sees this. When you schedule your tour, you can receive a complimentary dessert station with your wedding booking if you mention this podcast.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I feel like I'm just soaking in all of this amazing information from someone who's done so much in this industry. So thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you
All
for
right.
all you do as well. And
Oh, yeah. I hope to be playing at one of your many fantastic venues soon.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Eventful Endeavors, Secrets to Crafting the Perfect Celebration. We hope to have left you with some actionable ideas for your own event. If you like the show, please subscribe and definitely leave us a review. We read every comment. So until next time, happy planning and see you soon on Eventful Endeavors.